Okay, wait, now I'm nervous. Give me a second.
Why are you nervous? This is my very first collab ever.
It is? Wow, we're filming for my channel first?
Yeah.
Oh my god, ow. I'm so happy. Hello, my loves. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. Hello, my name is Loey, and this is my friend Peter, who kindly came over to film a collab with me today, and we've just been sitting in my kitchen talking for
like 2 hours.
For like 2 hours. So I thought it was probably time to go ahead and whip out the camera and start talking to you guys. So, since I have the pleasure of having Peter here on my channel today, I thought that we would talk a little bit about body positivity, which you guys know is one of my favorite topics in the world, but I feel, and I've said before, that my experience is very limited because I really only have the perspective of coming at body positivity and body shaming and body confidence as someone who is a plus size woman. And I feel that a lot of the conversations that are had are from plus size women. So I feel like the conversation from men isn't had very often. I also feel just like for other body types, it isn't like talked about as much.
We were talking and I said, okay, so what are we gonna do in the video?
Yeah,
and she said,
we didn't know.
Well, I wanna talk about body positivity in mine. And I said, okay, well, we're gonna do paranormal. So come over to my channel and you can see the paranormal one. But you know, it's interesting because when she said she wanted to do this, I've talked a lot about how I've had like weight issues my whole life. Like I have struggled with my weight. I mean, since I was 16 years old.
Okay, yeah.
And when she was setting this up to film, I was like, oh, I'm not used to this.
Yeah.
And she goes, what? And she was like, what do you mean? And I said, like, I film from here up. Like,
right.
I don't ever show my body when I film.
It was so interesting when you said that too, because when I talk about like my, not that it's like anything where I was hiding and then I like came out and I was like, oh, you know, I'm a bigger woman, but I only film from here up. And I've said that so many times, like that exact phrase, because I just didn't feel, not that it was a secret, I didn't think anybody thought I was thin, but more so I didn't know how to even talk about my body or how to talk about fashion or how to talk about anything except for like makeup, because I could do that from here up. So it was just interesting to hear that from you and how that was such like a similar
I think there's a difference though too, because like I think there's like an ownership over like empowering yourself, like because you'll say as a bigger girl, as a bigger woman, things like that. And I think it's, you know, interesting when you see it from an empowered point of view. We were walking into her apartment. I got here and I said, you know, it's really interesting because she talks about, you always talk about like, I'm as a bigger girl, as this, whatever, as, you know, plus size model, all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, you really aren't that big. Like, I was like, kind of taken aback. I was like, in person, it's like, you know, and I don't think of you that way, but you talk about it so much, I think.
Right.
And I love that you talk about it with like a really positive point of view, because I think it's one thing that just like, it's so easy to be down on yourself. And honestly, like people always ask me like, what were your insecurities starting a YouTube channel? I started it 2.5 years ago. And the thing is that I have said to myself, like I've shared this a lot on my channel, but I don't know if you know this, but I said to myself, like, I'm gonna lose like 50 pounds and then I'll start a YouTube channel.
Okay. Wow.
Well, I was sitting there that day and I was getting ready to start it and I was like, I'm not gonna ever lose, this was when I did my booktube channel, I was like, I'm never gonna lose the weight. And now here it is, 2.5 years later, and I'm still similar in size, and I have, you know, like gotten a trainer and I'm eating healthier and things like that. But like my confidence is different. Like I feel more confident in my own skin because of all the positive comments that people have given me, and because of the people, you know, say, oh, I relate to that, I'm on the same journey, or I've struggled with it my whole life, and this up and down, you know?
I mean, I think that everything that we do is like for a reason and for, you know, the impact, and maybe that was because you were supposed to start it at, you know, this size, at this weight, no matter how that fluctuates tomorrow, so that you could empower other people of like, you know, any age, any gender, anything. I just think that's so interesting, because I think that as like a society, we like to reward or punish ourselves a lot for like the way that we look. So it's like, oh, I'll do this when I look this way, I'll do this when I lose this amount of weight, or, you know, I'll treat myself if I eat healthy this week. We have this emphasis on like cheat days, or like, you know that like outfit that you buy,
motivation
like,
outfit.
Yep,
motivation
exactly.
Outfit.
So it's just, I mean, that's interesting that was like YouTube for you, and now it's like 2 years later and you're happy and thriving and confident.
I think what happened was I just got so comfortable doing it. Yeah. You know, that I was like, I don't need to, you know, I don't need to, but now I can do it for myself. It's not for YouTube or whatever. Why is the body positivity thing so big for you?
Body positivity is so important for me because like YouTube literally saved my life because it brought body confidence into my life. Like, even when I started it, I was just this insecure girl living in the middle of nowhere in Kansas, and I had struggled with my body, like, I mean, all my life. I had lost weight, I had gained weight, I had struggled with an eating disorder, I had yo-yoed back and forth, and if I hadn't found like confidence within myself, number one, I wouldn't be doing YouTube like at all. I wouldn't be doing anything in the public eye. I think I would still be a very shy, like reserved person. But also, I think that it saved me in the sense that I started living my life, and I didn't wait. It's kind of what you were saying, like, I didn't wait for the next like 50 pounds to like start doing something. I didn't wait to put on the bikini. I just put it on and then I shared it online. For me, it's just everything. And like, I think that it's something that even now, as the conversation gets more and more diverse, it means more when it comes from someone who looks like you, which is why I'm so excited that you were down to do this, because I think that everybody likes to have someone to look at and feel connected with, and like, we're all about the human connection. So I think that people relate even more to someone saying like, you're okay the way that you are, you're good enough the way that you are, in this body, in this skin, and everything like that, when it comes from someone who looks like you. So I think that that's why the conversation is so important. And so like, there's never enough to be said. Like, you can keep talking forever because everyone has a different experience.
I think it's hard though, because like, okay, so as you're sitting here talking, I'm thinking to myself that like I think the stigma of lookism for women in our society, right? But it's very similar to like gay men as well, that, you go out to a gay bar, you look at gay men on like Instagram, and like they have like these, perfect bodies, and it's like, okay, they don't look like that.
Right.
But okay, so does that mean that that's perfect? Does that mean that that's good looking?
Is that like better than?
Exactly. And then we have this idea of what is good looking. Yeah. Okay. Defined by what? Defined by who, Yeah. And my mom, my mom passed away 8 years ago. We were actually talking about her dad and my mom having passed away, but before she did, she said, don't get connected to my body. I believe I'm just a bag of soul. Wow. When you look at it in that context, then you see a completely different person. You see, like, okay, I am just, like, this is just skin. This is just that. And, what I do with it. And I love that about your message. Like, we were talking about her going to, like, a birthday party. Nikita Dragon's birthday party. And so, it's just like, I love that you, like, get dressed up and you go have fun. And, you were wearing, like, lingerie that night. And, and you look so good. And you just, like, you really show that you can live your life, and it's how you define it, not how somebody else defines it. I think that life is just too short, and like, actually, like, losing my dad made me realize how short and how quick life truly, and I'm sure that you probably feel the same way, that it could be over tomorrow, and maybe I would have never reached that XYZ weight to wear lingerie to a party or something. That is what you realize. Like, and I talk a lot about this in my videos, that when my mom was in the hospital and then she passed away and they like gave me a couple minutes with her, it was like, I looked at her and I was like, you're born and you die, and what you put in the middle of it is yours, and life is really, this is not a dress rehearsal, And I had a friend of mine years ago, he would invite me to things all the time, and I would say, no, I don't want to go, no, I don't want to go. I'm heavy, I don't want to go. And I think there's a lot of people that relate to that out there, And one day he said to me, he goes, I do not care how heavy you are. He said, I care about seeing my friend. I miss my friend. Right. And I thought, I'm missing out on life because of this. And it's interesting how we all have like that kind of similar experience where it's like, no matter who you are, no matter what it is that you look like, we skip out on like experiences in life because of the way that we look, because of our own insecurities and because of that own baggage. And it's interesting that you said like the thing about, how gay men are like supposed to look or how they're better than. Who decided that? Right, exactly. Like, we collectively as a society, a lot of it through media and through magazines and through all of that, we've decided what perfection looks like. And I feel that for women, it's becoming more and more acceptable to come as you are. There's still a long way to go. But then the reason I'm so excited for this is because I don't feel that for men, I feel there is one of two categories. You are either fit and Greek godlike and you look like a model, or you have like dad bod. And it's just weird to me because as... Which one do you think? No, but it's like true. like, it is so true.
Yeah, there's no representation. There's no like, you don't see for men this inclusion of body types. You don't see these empowering like shoots filled with men of all different body shapes and sizes, and like there isn't as much size inclusivity, I feel like. And we also, I mean, just generally speaking, we put this idea of masculinity onto men where it's like you are either all in or you are like nothing. And it's not something I can relate to, because again, it's not like part of my experience, but I see that and it's just weird that nobody talks about it. It's weird that I have friends who are so fit and so in shape, who are so insecure with themselves and who don't want to be in my vlogs or who don't want to take photos with me because they know so many people will see it, because they're so insecure and they don't feel like they've reached that peak like perfection.
Right.
Or
well,
whatever.
and I think, you know, like listening to you is, okay, my best friend in the entire world, if we were sitting here and we were gonna take a picture with her, she would be right here and you'd just see her head. She'll never let you see her body. She's always really weird about that. And, you know, it's just, when you were talking about all of that, what's interesting is, it's like, I can think about the times that I was running every day and I was lifting 6 days a week, and I was like, you know, 150 pounds because I was watching. This is why your video that you did about like the pills and everything meant so much to me, because she had put a picture out and she had said in there, you know, like, this is a picture of the girl that I like worked so hard not to be. I was struggling. And I thought at the times that I was like, I was so unhappy chasing this idea of what I was supposed to look like. And I would rather eat healthy and work slower towards that goal if I ever get there and be happy on the journey than be a miserable mess in a size 32 pair of jeans.
Chasing a lower like number on the scale, or chasing
as I
like...
pull out my shirt again. That's my thing.
But I feel that.
And I don't care, you know, like I don't really care anymore. And it's like, and I think also like the societal criticism when people always come for me for two things: my voice or my weight, you know, like, or my age on YouTube, you old man on YouTube. I'm like, okay, like, you know, and I'm like, okay, my voice, my age, and my weight, you know? And one of the things is like, there's this great book, and it's called If Life Were a Game, These Are the Rules. Self-help book. And the first rule in life, there's 10 rules, is in life you are given a body, but it's yours. So do what you want with it. Either change it or accept it. It's yours for life.
I love that.
And I think that's like the truth to body positivity. Body positivity doesn't have to say, I'm really happy with myself this way, or I'm not, or whatever. It just means I accept my body as it is. I love my body as it is. And I'll change it if I choose to. Maybe today I want to, maybe today I don't. And the one thing that has been really great for me on this like weight loss journey recently is that I don't, like, I see it as a lifelong thing now, as versus like I have to get into a, you know, a bathing suit by June. So if I want to go to Cheesecake Factory and eat a grilled cheese, I'm going to do it.
And I love that. I think that it is very...
You need to get on Toontown.
All I heard was grilled cheese, and I was like,
this is why I don't film with an audience.
I'm sorry, just you brought up food.
You guys, I always film with like so many people around me.
Are you going to include this right now? Okay. So she walks in, and I'm like, there's like all these people here, brothers here and stuff, and I'm like,
so where are we going to film?
And she's like, right here, this is it.
I literally have not heard a word you guys are talking about. All I heard was, if I want to eat a grilled cheese, I'm gonna. And I was like, oh my god, me.
Oh my god, me! It's interesting because for me, I always think that I only have this one perspective of body positivity, and I kind of let other people sort of speak to their own experience. But then to hear all of the things that you're saying, it's all like connected. It's all like really similar. And like the things that you say that you've felt and the things that you've done in hopes of losing weight, or, you know, these like goals that you had in mind. Like, it's just interesting because I feel like I've done that so many times. I know other people have done that. It's a really hard mentality to break in terms of like deciding that you're just enough and you can live as you are and you can do what you want and you can be the happiest, the healthiest that you can be, but also keeping your mental health in check and understanding that like maybe fitting into that size 32 jean or whatever right now isn't like the most healthy thing for your brain.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that journey.
If you get there and it's a healthy journey, that's fine.
Yeah.
But if that's not, you know, yeah, and I think it's hard too because I think you start identifying so much with body type. It's like, how do you separate both? So we were talking a lot about like, you know, YouTubers, perceptions and stuff. And one of the things she said is, you know, like sometimes like I don't always want to be known as the big girl.
Yeah, I don't always want to be known. I said like exactly that. Like I don't always want to be known as the big girl in the room. I have to have.
But see, I don't see you that way.
Really?
No, I see you as a girl that I watch because I love her paranormal videos. I know I do, you know, and like, and then maybe that's why, you know, because, you know, I was introduced to you later and then I went back and watched all your other stuff. But I mean, I think it's interesting that like we perceive ourselves that way.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Like we went to, so Alex and I went to the Abbey last night, which is a local gay bar here in Los Angeles. And
we
walked in. Oh, so much fun. And I'm like, oh my God, everybody's standing, blah, 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 whatever. I'm just kind of like, all of a sudden I feel like there it is again. It's that mental programming that kicks in, like you're not good enough, you're not good looking enough, you're not, you know, whatever. And I think it's hard, you know, and that is always with me wherever I go.
Right.
And so that's really what I've had to work through in life, you know.
But you feel like you've had like, this experience of kind of like being aware of your body since you said like 16?
Yes. Okay, my weight. But I did some really, really unhealthy things. You know, a lot of like almost kind of starvation diets when I was younger, to the point where that wasn't healthy. And I also got sober when I was 22 and a half from drugs and alcohol, and I've been sober since.
Which is amazing. Like,
thank you.
Amazing.
But that's a lot of like that work in there. I've seen a lot of counselors and working on eating issues and things like that. For me today, it's really been about how do I get to a point. I mean, I don't know that I would say like, as I, you know, pull my shirt and I'm conscious of this going into the Abbey, that I am the most body positive person in the world. I would love to sit on video and be so inspiring and say, yeah, I totally got it figured out. And like, I don't really care. But you know, like that's BS. It's not the truth. Yeah. You know, the truth is that I still struggle with it. And I probably always will be. But today the reality is that I'm conscious of it. And I'm not going to let it stop me from doing things. I'm not willing to miss out on life because of my body.
Yeah.
I'm not. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not.
Yes.
And, I mean, I literally, like, a year ago, I would have been like, okay, can we move up? Because, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't care. And, so, yeah, I'm not willing to do that. And I'm also, like, wanting to lose weight and get healthier, it's about healthier routes to get there to me today. Right. It's not about, you know, getting a trainer. I got a trainer. Like we were talking about, we both have trainers that
we love
both would like us to go a little bit more. But, you know, it's about having a trainer, and it's about eating healthier, and it's about making healthier eating choices, not...
But it's also, 100% it is. You're aware enough now to be in check with your own mental health, and to know that these, like, starvation diets are, like, punishing yourself by not letting you create your own YouTube channel, or not buying the outfit that you want or whatever. You're aware now that like how unhealthy that truly is, but also that you're enough, like in this body, in this moment in your life, you're enough to have everything that you want. So I love like that's your journey, and I think it's important that we talk about like body positivity no matter what. I don't think anybody is really that body positive. I think that everybody is struggling with their own stuff.
I wish though.
Yes,
you know, I mean, like I showed her a picture of, so when we got married, we became friends with this woman that we had interviewed and things like that, and her name is Velvet Demore, and she was one of the very first... Yeah, she's amazing. She was one of the very first plus-size women to ever walk runway when she walked for Jean-Paul Gaultier at like 475 pounds. 475 pounds in lingerie, next to Jim Award, who is a size 0.
Wow.
And her message is really, whoever you are, love yourself and who you are. Like, we interviewed her for our website, and basically her message was, when we asked her, it doesn't really matter if you're 65, if you're 15, if you're a size 0, or if you're a size, 22. Enjoy life. Don't miss out on life. It's not a dress rehearsal. We are not here forever, you know? And I have to remember that. And for so long, I allowed myself not to participate. And I don't want to do that anymore.
I'm so proud of you. Wow. Oh my God. What an amazing message.
Thank you for letting me come over here and do this.
I'm so
Her eye makeup, let me just tell you up close, her eyeshadow is gorgeous too.
Oh my God. Thank you so much. My eyes are watering all day. You guys, we're going to go over to Peter's channel now and talk about all things paranormal.
Paranormal.
So if you guys feel uplifted and happy now that we've had this little body positive talk, be ready to get spooked.
Aww.
So please go and check out my friend Peter. Thank you so much for being here with me today.
It was really fun.
And yeah, go subscribe to him. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I love you guys so very much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.
Bye.